Today in Algebra 1 we learned about slope as it relates to tables and graphs. First, we reviewed that the slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That we learned yesterday. Then we started talking about graphs. In particular, we started with this graph here that has the points -2, -1, and 2, 2. We chose x1 and y1 and labeled them so, x2 and y2, and then we're plugging them into the formula, and that's where we are right now. If I do y2, that's 2 minus y1, which is -1, and then x2, 2 minus x1, which is -2, and then I can solve. My double negatives become positives, and 2 plus 1 is 3, and 2 plus 2 is 4, so the slope of this line is 3 over 4. Let's look at another example, number 2. If I'm talking about a reservoir, which is just something that holds water, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60 hours. And this is water, which we're going to do in 500 increments. And I have some points on that graph, like in this case, this one we're going to label as 23,000. And this point right here, which we're going to label as 62,000. As you can see, my graphing is not perfect. I'm a little off to the side here, so that's part of why that's happening. But if I label those 2 points, and then I want to find the slope, I choose one to be my x1, y1. I'll just choose those, and this to be my x2, y2. And now I can plug that into the slope formula. So m equals 2,000 minus 3,000 over 60 minus 20, which is -1,000 over 40. And if I reduce that, it's -25. So that means the water is leaving the reservoir at a rate of 25, let's say, million gallons per hour. Okay, so that's why that's happening. That's why it's negative, because it's leaving at that rate. Part B, we learned about what to do if we're given a table. So let's look at one like that. Example 3. I'm given an XY chart. Where my x is 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, and 2, 3. Now, to figure out the slope in between these points, I pick any 2 points. I'm just going to choose those 2 for no other reason than I just wanted to. So this can be x1, and this can be x2. This can be y1 and y2. Now, y's have to be y points, x's have to be x points. These are still pairs, x1, y1, x2, y2. And now I'm going to plug it into the formula. So I'm going to do 2 minus 0, because those are my y's, over 2 minus 2. 2 minus 0 is 2, over 2 minus 2 is 0. Anytime we have 0 on the bottom, we know that that is undefined. So the slope of this line is undefined. Let's look at one more when we're talking about a table. So I have x and y. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have 18.5, 22, 25.5, and 29. Today in class, most people chose to pick these 2 points because they didn't have any decimals. Although I could have chosen those 2, these 2, these 2, it doesn't matter. Label my x1 and my x2, my y1 and my y2, and plug it into the formula. So I have 29 minus 22 over 4 minus 2, which is 7 over 2, and so my slope is 7 over 2. The assignment for today is number 12, and it's page 323, numbers 1 to 7. Good luck, and let me know if you have questions.